In continuation of our Bible study, so the last one we talked about Noah's nakedness. So chapter 10 was talking about the generations of Noah. So all right, so looking at the Genesis chapter 11, so we're talking about the Tower of Babel. So there are very three things, important things I learned when I was studying the book of Genesis chapter 11. Very three important things I learned from that scripture. So and I would love to share with you in the story of Tower of Babel. So we could see the power of unity, the power of communication, the power of language. So we could see that without language, communication, cannot come in place. Like when people are not when people does not understand each other, so communication cannot take place. So we could see that we could see the power of communication in that takes place in the Tower of Babel. So we could see that these people speak same language, and they were able to communicate to each other. So there is unity. Verse 4 of that chapter, Genesis chapter 11, verse 4, was talking about these people are trying to build the tower for themselves, to name for themselves, like they are giving the glory to themselves, like which means that they are full of pride and self-reliance, and you could see that the pride could lead to one's downfall. So we could see that these people in this Tower of Babel, so we could see that their pride lead them to their downfall. Yes. So when God sees that these people are in unity, they speak same language, unity, God could not do anything because he understood that these people, they are in unity, and the only thing he could do is that he has to just come down, and scatter their words, scatter their language. So when you get to scatter their language, when that okay, this one does not understand this person, this one does, so the assignment, the assignment they are meant to carry just got abated, just like that, because they could not understand each other. More or less when they were speaking same language, the communication was going on, and they come into unity. So that talks about the power of communication. And what I see about that place is that pride leads to man downfall. Yeah, pride leads to man downfall. These people were full of pride. They were like, okay, we can do this thing, and they are full of self-reliance. And another thing I learned about this thing is that the motive behind everything. So if you've been experiencing some misfortune, some difficulties on a particular project you've been working on, I think we need to check the motive behind the project. Yes, is the project to give God the credit or to give credit to yourself? And if we look at the Tower of Babel, so the project they are working on is to give themselves the credit, not to God. So that was why God has to demolish their project. So and I think we need to always check our motive behind every project also. And if we are having some difficulties or some misfortune on that particular project we are working on, we need to check the motive behind this. So what's my motive behind this behind this project I'm working on? Is it to give myself the credit or to give God the credit? So I just want you to know that whatever project you are working on, I just want you to have it at the back of your mind that God owns the credit. Yes, the credit belongs to God, not to yourself. I hope you get that. So many people work on a particular project, just to get famous, just to give the credit to themselves. That's why at the long run, some of them have some misfortunes, some difficulties, challenges, and it brings down and demolish the project entirely. So I think. So when I was studying the Genesis chapter 11, so I was getting this inspiration. I think I was getting this inspiration. I was just like, God, help me, help my motive, whatever project I'm working on, help me to give credit to you. I think that is very important. So that is very important. So if you look at these people, their motivation was driven by pride. Like, okay, at this thing, at the bottom, at the bottom. So we have so many people like that. Then you feel like you've known everything, then you're like, okay, let me work on this project. I have the understanding, I know the in and out of it, and at the long run, so pride, we just wear this garment of pride, and unfortunately it becomes our downfall. So and I think we need to check we need to check every of our motive behind every project we work on, so that so that we don't just have to bring ourselves to destruction. I think that is very important. Okay, so all right, so one thing I want you to take out from this video is that whatever project you are working on, make sure you are giving the credit to God. Yes, make sure God is credited about the project you are working on. So we can see that the downfall of the Tower of Babel was because the credit was not given to God. Yeah, God was not credited in their project, and which led to the downfall of the tower. So they build it over to make name for themselves. So whatever project you're working on, are you building the project to make name for yourself? So we need to ask ourselves that question. I think we need to ask ourselves that question. So whatever thing that is making you to have an abandoned project, so we need to check the root. We need to check the root of each project. So every project we are working on, we need to check the root of the project we are working on. Is it to give credit to God, or just to give name to ourselves and make us famous, and in the meantime nobody else? So it is always good to, it is always good to give God the credit and acknowledge God in whatever we do. So we just have to be full of pride and everything. Ireo.